counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son. You got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude. You got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the Leadoff Show with Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Welcome in to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I am fired up. It is game one between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. Brandon Sproat towing the slab for the Crew today, going up against Shota Imanaga of the Northsiders. 6:40 first pitch from Wrigley Field, game number 45 of the season. The NL Central. Could this decide the division? Right now it could, but maybe not all the way to the end of the year. It's a massive game. Tim Allen's sick of it. I'm ready for it. And here's the lineup for the Crew and the Cubs tonight.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the Leadoff Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Thanks to Lakeland University for being a part of the Leadoff Show all season long. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. First up for Chicago, Nico Horner at second base will lead things off. Michael Busch at first base will bat second. Alex Bregman at third base will bat third. Ian Happ in the cleanup spot in left field. Seiya Suzuki will bat fifth and play right field. Michael Conforto, the DH, will bat sixth. Carson Kelly behind the dish. He bats seventh today for the Cubs. Pete Crow Armstrong in center field will bat eighth. And Dansby Swanson is the shortstop today, rounding things out for the Cubs. Now, the lineup for your Milwaukee Brewers. It's Jackson Chourio in center field, leading it off for the Crew today. Bryce Terang at second base will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich is the DH, batting fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Jake freaking Bowers in left field will bat sixth. Luis Rengifo at third base will bat seventh. Sal Frelick is in right field, batting eighth. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, batting ninth. Guys, I love the lineup. I absolutely love the lineup today for the Brewers. They want to win this game. Game one, it is here. Cubs, Brewers. If you cannot get up for this game, I can't help you. They have not played each other since game five. That went well for the Crew. The Cubs add in a bunch over the offseason, right? Hey, we're going to sign Bregman. Hey, we're trading for Cabrera. The Brewers did it, and they're still here. The Brewers just got rid of their best starting pitcher from a season ago, and they ended up finding a couple of gems, right? You get your Kyle Harrison. You get your quantum leap out of Jacob Mizorowski. Both of them will go in this series, but neither one of them go in game number one. That'll be Brandon Sproat on the bump. More info on him coming up later on in the program. Just a game and a half between the top spot in the division between the two ball clubs. Now the Cubs atop at 29-18, the Brewers 26-18, and the Cubs in Wrigley, they have been gone for 9 games and they are going to be hungry. You know that. 18-5 at Wrigley this year, the Cubs. 18-5. They won 15 in a row at Wrigley Field. The wind is blowing out 10 miles an hour up to 25 mile an hour wind gusts directly at center field. Ball is going to be flying today. I don't even know if I really want to go over what happened in that Twins game yesterday, not because it was all that terrible of a game. I mean, the Brewers got to the number of 4. That's the number we've been looking for all season long when they score 4 runs. Going into yesterday, 22-3. Well, they gave up 5. Robert Gasser was on the bump. Grant Anderson came in, ended up giving up the lead in the game. But a lot of positive to see from it, too. You had Sal Frelick continue on to try to get back on track with his RBI double. You had Garrett Mitchell homer in the contest. Christian Yelich homering, coming back from his injury. Even Jake Bowers coming up with a big hit in the ninth inning that made things interesting. Unfortunately, you don't win them all, right? The Twins series, you just they take 2 of 3. The Brewers now on the year 10-4-1 in series play. They are 5-0-1 in their last 6 series played. Game 1 has been a huge part of that. The Brewers are 10-5 in game 1s this season. And now they have a huge one against the Cubs in an NL Central that I just read off only Chicago and Milwaukee. The Cardinals also a game and a half back, 27-19. Pittsburgh 24-23, while Cincinnati is also 24-23. Both those teams 5 games back, a cumulative 130-101 for the National League Central. Now the Brewers, who I believe have only played 5 games against the NL Central this year. Yeah, they are 2-3 against the NL Central. They had the 3-game set with Pittsburgh and then the 1-1 with St. Louis because of the rainout against the Cardinals. The Brewers are 13-5 over their last 18. They are 8-2 over their last 10. And another new lineup. It's the first rendition of this lineup that I think right now is probably about the best lineup you can create for this team. Jackson Chourio in center field. Breaking it down just from this point. Do you lose a little defense? Maybe with Garrett Mitchell. Are we still all sold on Garrett Mitchell's the best center fielder? Blake Perkins is probably the best defensive center fielder, and he will not play in this series. I mean, that is guaranteed now. With Garrett Mitchell getting a day off today, no shot that Blake Perkins is playing this series. You got Terang batting second. You bat your best guy second. Contreras batting third. He's had a great road trip so far. Yelich back in the lineup. Andrew Vaughn against lefties. Andrew Vaughn, an 1100 OPS. 1100 OPS against lefties. Jake Bauers is in left field today. That's the one where I think some people are wondering, well, Garrett Mitchell or Jake Bauers, right? Because you have to put Garrett Mitchell over in center field. Chourio plays left field during that. Let's just look, and I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to do this with you right now. Versus lefties this season, okay? I have Jake Bauers' numbers up. Let me go out and get Garrett Mitchell's just for the fun of things. Let's see how it's gone. So versus lefties this season, Garrett Mitchell, 6 for 26. No homers, has 6 walks, 4 RBIs in that stretch. He's hitting .231, has a .382 on base, which is pretty good. .308 slugging. It's an OPS of .690. That's against left-handed pitching this year. Jake Bauers, the numbers go up. Not all the way, but they do go up. 8 hits in 32 ABs. So he's hitting .250. The on-base percentage, not great, .294. But he has a homer. He slugs a little bit, 3 doubles against left-handed pitching. He's got a .732 OPS. Why not? Why not see what happens with the wind blowing out, especially? And I know Garrett Mitchell just made a great argument yesterday. Smoked that ball in Minnesota. Absolutely smoked it. Well, why not? Why not see what Jake can do against a lefty? The wind's blowing out. This series is so big. This series is massive for a barometer to where you think you are on what they're going to run out there. Now, we've been going down the lineup. Rengifo, Frelick, Ortiz. That's the next 3. Rengifo and Ortiz, big eye on you. And Joey Ortiz, not only a righty because of the lefty matchup, actually has done all right against Shota Imanaga in his career. It's much better than you would think Joey Ortiz is against anyone else in Major League Baseball. Sal Frelick came up with the big double yesterday, as we mentioned. And Rengifo, man, I told Tim Allen, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show, I told Tim Allen, I will give him the over-under on a home run on the road trip for Luis Rengifo. 6 games, playing Minnesota, and you're playing Chicago for the next 3. Rengifo is close, man. I think he is close. I'm not saying that he should be trusted, but I'm just watching him play each and every day, thinking that this guy is close. He actually took a little bit of a step back on this road trip, right? He's back to an 0 for 10 stretch. But man, was smoking the ball before that Minnesota series. Smoking the ball. It's close. And it would be awesome to see it against Shota Imanaga today against the Cubs. A guy who was not a part of this rivalry, obviously last year with what was going on. But I think he's right there. I think he is close. Yesterday, the Brewers fell 5-4. And usually I like to go over what happened in the game. I'm going to just play you Pat Murphy. Okay. The Brewers had a chance in the 9th inning, had the go-ahead run at the plate, unable to come up with the massive hit. They had a big hit from Jake, but I want to reserve a lot of this talk for Brewers Cubs, a lot of it for Brewers Cubs strictly today. So a little bit different leadoff show. We're going to have all of our features, right? We're going to have our eye on the enemy. We're going to build a parlay for the people. We're going to check in on the minor leagues and how Rengifo really needs to pick it up, because there are 2 guys now at AAA that people, not just Cooper Pratt, people are waiting. People are starting to notice what Jet Williams has been doing since May turned. People are starting to notice there could be something in the realm. June 1 is going to be a big day. Big day. Not because anything significant happens, but now we're going to have a sample size of 2 months and change on what the Brewers are going to have to do in the future in the left side of the infield. It could be nothing. It could be nothing. You could see Joey Ortiz, David Hamilton, Luis Rengifo continue to be the 2 of 3 over on that left side of the infield. But there are guys coming. Now, of course, keys to the game. Feels like the entire show is going to be keys to the game. I got a bunch that I want to get to you guys in regards to Brewers and Cubs. But let's wrap up what happened with Brewers Twins. Pat Murphy from yesterday.
Yeah, I think those ones you regret, and just that, you had a chance to win. You had a chance to break it open at some point. We never got that big hit. Bauer swung the bat. He probably has 2 home runs on a different day. He was tremendous today. It's great to see Ellie back swinging it closer, to being really on time and on it. We did a lot of good things, good things, and gas wasn't sharp, obviously, with all the free bases, hit by pitches. How many did he hit? 3?
Yeah. 2.
He hit 2, and how many did he walk?
Hit 3.
Hit 3, walked how many?
2.
So 5 free bases in 4 innings. That's not it. But he knows better, and hopefully it'll be better. Yeah.
When he gets to 40 in that first inning, how many do you think he'll get out of him? Did he give you something by getting through 4?
He did give us something by getting through 4. That was key that he responded, but again, you can't give up 5 free bases and pitch in the big leagues in 4 innings. So, yeah.
Is there anything mechanical you saw there, or something that
No,
Twins were just not expanding?
He didn't throw the ball over the plate. I didn't break down and look at the video. I didn't break down the mechanics. I just look at it like the ball on the inner rail was always either hitting somebody or a ball. He's got to land that pitch. Breaking balls. I think all 3 hit by pitches were on a breaking ball down and into a right-hander. I think that can't happen. So he pitched well enough otherwise to keep us in the game. We were definitely in the game. We just didn't get the big hit with 2 outs. Plenty of chances. What were we runner scoring position?
1 for 14.
1 for 14. And we lead the league in that, right? We should be 3rd now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you always talk about, right, creating that traffic and the pressure, and
Yeah.
you gave
Again.
yourself opportunities.
Yeah, and guys, again, like guys like Bowers, I mean, those two balls are out of most days at 105, and whatever the thing is usually homers. So we hit some balls good and got nothing for it. But again, we didn't play good defense. We didn't back up. Gasser didn't back up home. That's a run. And obviously we didn't catch the ball in the ninth inning there that Jack didn't have to slide, popped out of his glove.
Did he say anything, Murph, about not backing up home? Is that a case where guys probably thinking about?
Doesn't matter. You backing home. You do that in high school. You back up home. You get in the same angle the throw's coming. You back up home. You catch that ball. They don't advance another base. The next guy's out. See you later.
I think the throw's going to third.
Doesn't matter. He was on the mound. There's no backup there. Yeah, so some of those mental mistakes, some of the Hamilton not getting the bunt down, the man at third, like batting it back to the pitcher, like, it's just not for a guy that's his art, It's not acceptable. So we got to get better. We know that.
All in all, it's kind of unusual for your team to have all those
Defensive miscues.
moments.
Yeah, it's it is unusual. It hurt. Those are the types of things that hurt because you work on those things so much. You pride yourself. The team that you have plays defense, base runs. So when you don't do base running or defense, which is going to happen, but I'm always looking for ways to improve. So not down in the club. I trust them. I told you that from the beginning. I love it that guys are back playing. The young pitching staff has been unbelievable. Today we didn't really get to pitch leverage guys, so to speak, but they did a nice job all in all.
There is the skipper, Pat Murphy. Brewers fell 5-4 yesterday against the Minnesota Twins. They did take the series from Target Field. However, it is all in the past. It is all in the past. We are ready to break down Brewers Cubs game 1. First meeting since October. First regular season meeting since August. What? Feels like forever since the Brewers played the Cubs. And I'm here for it. We're going to be talking about it. We have the leadoff show going up until 6:30 today. The Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show that comes up after the last pitch. You make the switch over to the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Tim Allen, myself, breaking down all things game 1, Brewers Cubs. I think it's Tim Allen and me, actually, now that I say it out loud. But regardless, we are going to be talking Brewers Cubs all week on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. I'm sure there's going to be aftermath topics to bring up even on Thursday before the Dodgers. This is what sports radio is for. Baseball rivalries right here. And it kicks off today. Brewers Cubs game number 1. I would love to know if you would like to text in 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and text line, your most important player in this series for Brewers Cubs. I'm going to have a bunch of them throughout the show today. We're going to get into more of some scheduled stuff like our eye on the enemy report, our keys to the game. We'll always conclude the show. I'll get you the lineups on the other side in case you missed it from earlier in the program, but this is it right here. Brewers Cubs game 1, and we're talking about it on the leadoff show live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brewers Cubs, game 1. Brewers lineup today. Jackson Churio in center field. Bryce Terang at second base. William Contreras behind the dish. That's the top 3. Christian Yelich, the DH. Andrew Vaughn at first base. Jake Bowers in left field. That is your 4 through 6. Luis Rengifo's at third. Sal Frelick is in right field. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, rounds things out for the crew.
Nobody likes them.
Craig Counsell returning to American Family Field.
We all want to see them lose.
It's not my job to tell people how to feel about something, or even to figure it out. Let people feel how they want to feel, and I'm good with that, and I think it doesn't have to be all positive.
It's time to eye up the enemy for today's game. It's the leadoff show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Eye on the enemy. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup first. Brandon Sproat is going to be making his 7th start of the year. Last pitched on Tuesday against the Padres, in which he got his first major league win. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned, 6 strikeouts. In the game, went 85 pitches. Sproat on the road this year. 0-1, a 4.85 ERA in 2 starts this year. He's got 3 games on the road. 13 innings of work, 7 earned runs. However, no one on this Cubs team has seen Brandon Sproat. And in the month of May, in his 2 games so far, he's got 9 1/3. Just those 3 earned runs, 11 strikeouts. That's an ERA of 2.89 for Brandon Sproat since the month of May. On the other side of things, Shota Imanaga, 1-3 with a 5.73 ERA against the Brewers in his career. That does not include his 4 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings in the NLDS last year against Milwaukee. So far this season, Shota, 4-3, 2.32 ERA. He's got 59 strikeouts. He has been lights out on the bump for the Cubs this year. Really the only healthy guy that was a part of this preseason routine as well for Shota. He's been great. Sproat's 1-2 with a 5.75 ERA, 36 Ks. It doesn't always look great. The Cubs 3-6 on their road trip against Texas, Atlanta, and Chicago. They were outscored 41-33, and they put up 7 runs in the very first game of that series. In those 6 games, Bregman, the last 6 games, rather. Bregman, 385, 429, 538. That's his slug line. Over his last 17 ABs for Dansby Swanson, he has just 2 hits. The big number is 15. That is the winning streak right now the Cubs have at Wrigley Field. And it's Brandon Sproat's job / opportunity to lead the Brewers past that. Sproat's going to be a huge part of this. You have Miz and Harrison going in game 2 and game 3. Sproat's been sneaky. Sproat's kind of the Priester of this year. Not that things have gone as well, maybe for Quinn Priester, for Sproat as it did for Quinn Priester last year. But it's a guy who I think no matter what is here and he's figuring it out on the fly. He's got the stuff. And you got to be able to just say 2026, you are in the rotation. Get what you can. And that's what Brandon Sproat's got to do today. And as I said, since the month of May, since it turned over in his 2 outings, he's got an ERA under 3, and he's striking out more than 1 an inning right now. Sproat's also walked 2 his last time around. He walked 3 in his first game of May. He's had multiple walks in all starts except for 1. That's back against Toronto, in which that was the second game the Brewers had won this year with Sproat on the bump. They won those 2 starts against St. Louis and against San Diego in the month of May. I kind of like what he's doing to turn things around. And every start is better than the first one of the year, where he gave up the 7 earned against the White Sox in that first series this season. We didn't talk a lot about Gasser from yesterday. He's still up with the team. I don't know if he's going to be getting another start later on this week. We'll see what happens when the probables come out after this series. But another guy who's kind of just got to figure it out. The arsenal for Sproat. He's been heavy cutter, heavy sinker, right? About 50% of the time, it's one of those two pitches, a little over that. If you throw in his 4-seamer, that's another 13.5%. He'll mix in the curveball, sweeper, changeup. 6-pitch guy, true 6-pitch guy. His 9th game of the year. I'm excited for Brandon Sproat against the Cubs. It could end poorly. There's no doubt in my mind that it could end poorly. Sproat, so far this year, he's given up 8 home runs. 7 of them were in April. Actually, that's a lie. 4 of them were in April because 3 of them were in that first game in March. His first start of the year gave up 3 home runs. Only 1 game since then has he given up multiple. That was the Arizona game at the end of April. He's going to play, brings in my first most important players in this series. It's Brandon Sproat. You got Miz tomorrow. You got Harrison on Wednesday. You're feeling pretty good about the pitching matchup in those games. This one, you are clearly outnumbered. I think that means short leash on top of it. For instance, for a guy like Aaron Ashby, who last pitched on Friday, the first game of that Twin series, got his 8th win of the year, major league leading. He, in his last 13 plate appearances, a 106 ERA in the last 13 appearances, 17 innings of work in that, just 2 earned runs. He has 26 strikeouts in that time and 10 walks. 44 strikeouts in 29 innings this year for Aaron Ashby. He's got 21 games, 2.17 ERA. Opponents hitting just 217 off of him. Aaron Ashby, get ready. He's going to be working this whole series. I can imagine you see him twice. I truly believe that. Maybe you need him against the Dodgers too. But this series against the Cubs is important. It is 1.5 games. If you can make up a game just by taking this series, gives yourself a really good chance if you take game 1. Brewers are 10-5 in game 1s, as we said. Other names to look at. Chad Patrick, who pitched on Saturday against Minnesota. I don't think he'd be going today because he did go 4. But officially now, Chad Patrick 2-1 with a 2.96 ERA as a starter. And now he has a 2.4 ERA as a reliever. It is lower now in the bullpen than when he was starting ball games. That's the first time that number's happened after a game. DL Hall. He pitched yesterday against Minnesota. He's unscored upon in 18 of his last 19 appearances, in 18 of his 19 appearances this year. An 0.77 ERA in his last 9. That's 11 2/3, in which he's given up just 1 run, and he has 12 strikeouts in that time. Bullpen going to be massive in this series, especially today. So that's why Sproat, if you can get over 5 from Sproat today, everything's gravy from there. You have Miz and Harrison, who you know you're going to get 5 out of, and you're kind of feeling like you get 6 out of Miz every day now. And Harrison, it would be more likely to see a 4 than you would to see that out of Jacob Mizorowski. Sproat, 5 1/3 last time around. He has gone 5 1/3, 2 other times. That's it. So if you can get that third 5-inning performance out of Brandon Sproat, it's going to be so beneficial for this bullpen, for this team after today's game, even on top of it. He is by far one of the most important players to me in this series because of how important game 1 feels when you see the other pitching matchups for the Milwaukee Brewers. Looking at what the lineup has done against Shota, Jackson Chourio, he's 1 for 7. Bryce Terang, he's 1 for 11. That won a home run, however. William Contreras, if you guys are not familiar, William Contreras has eaten Shota Imanaga's lunch. He has stolen his lunch money in his career. 5 for 12, 3 long balls in that stretch. Christian Yelich also 5 for 12. That lefty-lefty split. Do not care. He's got a homer. Andrew Vaughn, 4 for 8 with a long ball as well. Bowers is 0 for 2. Frelick's 1 for 7. Joey freaking Ortiz, 400 against Shota Imanaga. He is 4 for 10. He has looked comfortable against Shota. Imanaga has not pitched well against the Brewers. He has not. We'll see what happens today. It's one of the best starts Shota's had to a season in his young career. Brewers that hit over 300 on the road in Minnesota, right, to start this trip. Bowers was hitting 500. He went 4 for 8. Churio went 5 for 14. Contreras went 4 for 13. And Garrett Mitchell went 2 for 5. Mitchell's not in the lineup today, but that front of Jackson Churio, William Contreras, Bowers a little bit lower in the lineup. All of them on some heaters right now. Bowers hitting 336 over his last 18 games in which he's gotten on base in each one of those. 416 on base percentage, has a 930 OPS. He's got an 8-game hitting streak going right now in which he's hitting 429 and has a 500 on base percentage and a 1214 OPS. You got to keep him in the lineup. You had to keep him in the lineup. Surprisingly, on the bench, again, I don't anticipate seeing Blake Perkins go up against Shota. He is 3 for 4 with a homer. Gary Sanchez is 1 for 2 as well. Not in the lineup today. But just people to keep an eye on it. I was surprised to not see Gary in the lineup. And I love it because that means they went with Jake today. Giving him a shot. Why not give him a shot? Full eye on the enemy report there. So on the other side, naturally, we will build a parlay for the people based on some information that we just gave you guys in regards to Shota Imanaga and this Milwaukee Brewers team. A building a winner feature still coming up later on, and more of the most important players in this series. The first one, Brandon Sproat, today's starting pitcher for your Milwaukee Brewers. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Both lineups, in case you guys missed them. Nico Horner at second base for the Cubs. Michael Busch at first base. Alex Bregman at third base. That rounds out their top three. Ian Happ's in left field batting fourth today. Seiya Suzuki will bat fifth, play right field. Michael Conforto, the DH, will bat sixth. Carson Kelly behind the dish will bat seventh. PCA is in center field batting eighth. Dansby Swanson is the shortstop and rounds things out for Chicago. Jackson Chourio in center field will lead off for the Crew. Bryce Terang at second base will bat second. William Contreras will bat third. Here's the part of the order. Christian Yelich DHing, Andrew Vaughn at first base, Jake Bauers in left field, 4 through 6, looking much better for the Brewers. A month ago, Rengifo would have been cleanup. I don't even know. He's batting seventh today, Luis Rengifo. Sal Frelick in right field will bat eighth, and Joey Ortiz is your shortstop, batting ninth for the Crew.
At the wall, looking up, see you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Looking ahead today at some of the betting lines for Brewers Cubs game 1. Plus 138. That's the Brewers on the money line today. Dogs against the Cubs, who are minus 167 right now. Plus 1.5 Brewers is minus 143. So expecting a tight ball game in this one. Check this over under. 10.5 today. You think the wind's blowing out? Do you? We got to bet the over. I mean, we have to bet the over. That number is ridiculous. We are rooting for chaos with that number. And we're definitely throwing home runs into the parlay. Do we go with Andrew Vaughn? Do we go with William Contreras? I think I'm going with Jackson Chourio. That's where I'm going to go. Plus 335 to homer today is Chourio. Obviously leading off as well. Going to get plenty of ABs. And Chourio continues to be more Jackson Chourio during this game, during this season so far. So for what does that mean? Jackson Chourio this year has been one of the most aggressive hitters in all of baseball. He's got a 41% chase rate. League average is 28.5. He's striking out about 28.8% of the time, and his walk rate just 5.8%. It has not come back to bite him quite yet, but Shota has a high chase rate for pitchers on top of it. So Chourio, that first at bat of the game today, right away, I think that's where you got to watch him. Wind blowing out, get a big gust right away, land it in the basket. We're putting Chourio in it, and we'll keep it at that. We won't get too crazy. That's our parlay today. It is the over of 10.5 and Chourio to homer. That's going to pay plus 525, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You place a $5 bet. Hey, you can win $26.25, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Make sure you guys, first of all, the Potawatomi Sportsbook, make sure if you have no other way to watch Brewers games than to go find somewhere to watch it, you find a trip to the Potawatomi Sportsbook to watch a Brewers game. They put it on the big screen. Atmosphere is great. Food is fantastic. Drinks are superb. And the hospitality is unmatched over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Go there. They have reservations. If you want to make sure you have a seat, you put down a $50 deposit that goes towards food and drink. So you're not really spending money until you start getting the food and drink, and then it's anything after that that you got to pay for once you put that deposit down. They have shuttles to the game, from the game for every home game this year at American Family Field. So once this series wraps up with the Cubs, maybe you guys are making a plan to go to that Dodgers series over the weekend. You should go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook because not only are you going to get to go to the game and from the game, you're going to save money on parking. Weekend parking is more at American Family Field. You guys can park for free at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You go to the sportsbook, you place a same-day wager, $5 minimum. You place that bet, you go show them at the counter. They're going to give you a wristband. They're going to take you to the game. You're going to watch the game. You're going to watch the Brewers win. You're going to come back. You're going to end your night over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And then hopefully collect some winnings. Like if today you bet the over of 10.5 and Jackson Chourio to homer, that pays plus 525 courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Seriously, the only shuttle that offers to give a chance to pay you to take it. Food options are great. They got a brand new menu that just started up last week again. Drinks, you're already going to drink if you're taking a shuttle. So you might as well take the Potawatomi Sportsbook shuttle. Again, the parlay, just 2 legs today, but still pays over 5-1. Over of 10.5. Chourio to homer. The ball's going to fly out today. Little humid. Wind going straight to center field. Anyone on the table today. I am so tempted at 34-1 odds for Chourio 2 homers. Even I like it. I really do believe that someone's going to have a multi-homer game today. Why not Chourio? He's figuring it out. Every double he hits goes to the top of the wall in center field. He's going to piece one up today. I'm not going to get too greedy on the 2-homer bet, but over of 10.5 and Chourio to homer today. That'll pay plus 525 courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Jackson Chourio. Why is he the next most important player today? Well, he went 5 for 14 in Minnesota. He's appeared now in 11 games. This will be his 12th this season. And it is a high moment, high pressure-esque game. Jackson Chourio has performed in those games, maybe other than the NLCS last year, where no one did. The most home runs in the postseason for Brewers history. It's Jackson Chourio, Prince Fielder, and Orlando Arcia at the top with 4. This series against the Cubs feels like in the first half of the year, I don't know if there's been a more important series in all of baseball. And I know you can't lose or win the division in one series, and it's May 18th. Forget all that. Forget it all. Because you should absolutely look at these games as the most important so far this season for the Brewers. So far, if you want to show the Cubs that you don't have to go out and spend this big money contract on a free agent, you can draft, develop, and work your way around, trade your way, and sell high and get your guys back. There are 2 strategies here. The Cubs, they decided to spend some money. The Brewers, they have it. I really do think that we will watch this series back once the season is over. Does the winner of the series win the division? I don't go that far. But I do think you will come back to this, and it will be referenced all year, this first series in Wrigley. The Brewers lost the 2 games in the NLDS at Wrigley. Crowd gets into it. It's 3 night games. I'm sure that's going to be hectic. I'm sure it's going to be wild down there on the north side. This is a real test for this Brewers team. And big moment guys like Jackson Chourio got to be able to step up in those moments. Huge to have him back at the time they got him, right? Missed the entire first month. And now he gets to prove himself against the Chicago Cubs, a guy who's going to be in this rivalry for years to come, still has history with this rivalry and has performed well in it previously. I really want to see Jackson Chourio elevate himself and get into a rhythm now after being back up with the club for a couple of weeks. I think it's 2 weeks on the dot, right? The 4th was his first game back. Now it's the 18th. He is the second big player in this series. There's more of them. Don't worry. There are more of them to come here on the leadoff show. All right, 1 hour in the books. We're going to go to a break here, and we're going to get the last half hour of pregame coverage with a lot more to come up still. I want to go through the minor leagues because there's going to be some controversy and maybe some speculation now on any call-ups coming to the major league level because there are multiple performers now at the AAA level in recent times, as well as more preview on Brewers Cubs Game 1. It all is here right on the leadoff show with Tommy Wortz. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show coming up after the last pitch. Make the switch back to the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Brewers Cubs Game 1, more of it coming up next right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Start counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game. Yes! Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son, you got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, you got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the Leadoff Show with Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right, 1 hour down, 30 minutes to go of Brewers Cubs pregame coverage right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Tommy Wortz, the host of the Leadoff Show. By the way, we're in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I got to say thank you to Brandon Snide, who did a fantastic job hosting the Leadoff Show yesterday for me. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer helping out on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. I'm about 90% moved to East Troy. I'm staying there now. House still's got to get a little rearranged. I'm in a split house officially starting today. The lady a Cubs fan. Not me, though. Not me. Here's the lineup for game one today.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the Leadoff Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Go easy on her. Go easy on her. She's perfect. Other than that, it's just the Cubs fan stuff. Here's the lineup for the Cubs in case you missed it. Nico Horner at second base, the second best second baseman in all of baseball. Michael Busch at first base will bat second. Alex Bregman, the third baseman, will bat third. Ian Haps in left field in the cleanup spot today. Seiya Suzuki in right field will bat fifth. Michael Conforto, the DH, will bat sixth. Carson Kelly is catching today. He will bat seventh. PCA in center field will bat eighth. Dansby Swanson is the shortstop batting ninth. Now for the Brewers, Jackson Churio in center field will lead off. Bryce Terang at second base will bat second. William Contreras is catching. He will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Jake Bowers in left field will bat sixth. Luis Rengifo's at third base. He bats seventh today. Sal Frelick in right field batting eighth. Joey Ortiz, your shortstop, batting ninth for the Crew. Want to read Ron and Rome talking about most important players heading into this series. Most important player, question mark. I want to see August 2025 Andrew Vaughn in this series. Yeah, Andrew Vaughn going to play a massive part, especially, again, today against a lefty, 1,100 OPS. Totally could have put him in that parlay for the people today. He had pretty good odds on hitting a homer. And on top of that, he's going to be this first baseman. Now he's just going to be here. Jake in the outfield full time. I could be down with that. And Andrew Vaughn, he is now going up against Shota Imanaga, who he has taken deep before in the past, and he is a career 500 hitter against him, 4 for 8 against Shota. We've been talking a lot of Brewers Cubs. We're going to continue that conversation, but I got to fill you in on some stuff that happened around the farm.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature right here on the Leadoff Show. I've been so amped talking Brewers Cubs. I'm going to get even more amped talking about the minor leagues, what's been going on. And really, I think the most exciting stuff goes right away. We are not burying the lead. Let's get over to AAA.
Nashville Sounds.
Nashville yesterday won 4-3 over the Iowa Cubs. Always good. You're beating any Cubs affiliates. On top of that, Rob Zastryzny made his second appearance on a current rehab assignment with the Sounds. He pitched a scoreless eighth inning where he had a walk and a strikeout. He's been on the IL all season long. I got an update on Brandon Woodruff coming after this update from the minor leagues. Akil Baddoo made his second start on rehab assignment with AAA Nashville. He went 0 for 2 at the plate. He played 6 innings in right field. He's been on the injured list all season. Nashville completed a 6-game series sweep of Iowa. 3 runs in the 9th inning to earn the victory on a walk-off RBI single from Eddie Leonard. It marked Nashville's first 6-game series sweep since June of 2023 versus Gwinnett. They are on a 7-game winning streak. That is the longest active run in the minor leagues. I don't know where to start. How about Tyson Harden, who, by the way, just got called up on the 17th? 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. He leads the entire farm with 49 strikeouts across Double and Triple-A. It's his longest outing of his career, and he got up for that Cubs series. He got up, even when it was against Iowa. The last time he went 7 innings, he was back in Class A Wisconsin last year, and he was named Minor League Pitcher of the Year during that stretch for the Brewers. Jet Williams, 2 for 3 with a triple and a home run in the series finale on Sunday. Since May, 14 games for Jet Williams. He is hitting .340, has a .500 on base percentage, .638 slugging. He has 4 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 10 runs driven in, 17 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases. Jet Williams has officially entered promotion conversations. He has entered the conversation. Jefferson Caro was 1 for 3. Brock Wilken 0 for 1, and an RBI and 3 walks in the game as well. Could Jet Williams now be a candidate to come up at third base or shortstop? Going into the year, I think most minor league prospect rankings had him more major league ready than Cooper Pratt to date. The contract maybe messes things up a little bit on whether or not they would go to Jet Williams first. But now it's interesting. And now more people on the bubble watch of, hey, better figure it out, because there's some talent coming in the minor leagues. Of course, everyone off today, other than the complex league playing later on tonight. It makes you think, makes you wonder, could Jet Williams be on candidate watch to be promoted sooner rather than later, and not just Cooper Pratt?
Biloxi Shuckers.
Biloxi lost 7-4 to the Montgomery Biscuits. However, Mike Bovee continued his strong May as he went 2 for 4 with a home run, an RBI, and a run scored. He is hitting .333, is a .385 on base, .563 slugging, 2 doubles, 3 homers, with 2 stolen bases in 13 games this month. Matthew Wood, 2 for 3 with a triple in the game. Jesus Madej went 1 for 5, had a 2 RBI double in the contest. Biloxi, the only Brewers affiliate. Actually, that's not true. 17-21 is the worst record of any of the Brewers affiliates. Wilson's going to be close. They're going to get to over 500, I think. As the T-Rats didn't get to play yesterday because of a game being suspended, the Warbirds did pick up a 7-4 win over Hill City, in which Brady Abel went 2 for 4 with a double. Pedro Ibargüen 1 for 3 in the game. Hendo Fry Encarnacion 2 for 4 with a double in the contest. The Warbirds, don't look now, have won 4 in a row, 19-20 after a slow start. All the Brewers affiliates together, 86-83 now on the year. And Jesus Madej, oh yeah, he's the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, in case anyone's wondering if that got updated and changed. Yeah, it did. I'm going to tell you guys until he gets promoted, it feels like. Well, that was our Building a Winner feature, taking a look around the minor leagues. More conversation coming up between the Brewers and the Cubs, game 1. We've mentioned a couple of the most important players in the series. The first one is tonight's starting pitcher, Brandon Sproat. I talked about Jackson Chourio last go around. Now I want to talk about Jake Bauers. Many people know that Jake Bauers, if you listen to this station, he's my guy. All right. Jake Bauers, I might be his number one super fan. I might be. Jake Bauers going into this season, I think a lot of people had lower expectations than I did for him. And maybe if Andrew Vaughn never gets banged up at the beginning of the year, we never get to see this side of Jake Bauers. But I have defended him for a long time. I have praised him. I am not looking to be the number one guy on Jake Bauers' hype train. It just so happens that I happen to have arrived there. I just want everyone to understand how good Jake Bauers is, because I think he seriously was slept on until this season. So now with everyday reps, Jake Bauers, it is May 18th, by the way, in case anyone was forgetting what the date was. Jake Bauers is hitting .281 with a .358 on-base percentage and an OPS of .847. Leads the team in homers with 6 of them. 23 runs driven in, has 4 stolen bases. He runs way better than most first basemen do. He's got 10 doubles, which I believe is only Bryce Terang. He's the only other guy who's got double-digit doubles on the team right now. 16 walks. And for the first time ever has an OPS over 800 in a season to this point, at least right now. He is playing left field again today against a lefty, mind you, because the Brewers and Pat Murphy, maybe specifically, I think are really starting to appreciate what Jake Bauers is doing. Over the last 8 games, 429, a home run, 4 runs driven in, 500 on base percentage, 714 slugging. 18 game on base streak. 23 for 68 in that time. That's good for 338. 338 over 18 games. That is, we're over 2 weeks of solid play, and we're approaching 2 months of solid play. 18 games of really good play. Solid was not doing him justice. The Cubs series, he homered in Wrigley last year. Remember that. He's gotten up for the big moments in the postseason now, 2 years in a row. And the Brewers are keeping him in the lineup because they believe in his pop. They believe that it doesn't matter about the lefty situation. It is about his pop. They're putting him in the outfield, which there's probably going to be a little bit of a defensive drop-off from what the best defensive outfield could be. If you put Mitchell in center and Churio in left, I don't know if it's a real defensive drop-off more than it is a range drop-off because of his speed compared to the other guys. But you cannot take his bat out of the lineup, and you cannot justify taking his bat out of the lineup when he has been one of the most consistent players all season for the Milwaukee Brewers. He just has. And so looking at some of the numbers here for the Brewers this season, for instance, batting average. 281 is good for third on the team. Terang's at 288 and Contreras is 283. Which we have been having debate after debate, week after week. Which one of them are you going to pay? Not saying Jake should enter that conversation, just based on his role, but putting up the same numbers as these guys. The 847 OPS is good for second on the team among qualified hitters, behind just Bryce Terang. The slugging is number 1 on the team among qualified hitters. And the 358 on base percentage is tied for second with William Contreras. Guys, this is not just me hyping up my boy, who doesn't even really know me. I've interviewed him once or twice, but he doesn't know me. Jake's not going to be like, oh yeah, Tommy from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. He's not going to do that. I'm just trying to tell you he's been playing damn good baseball. And I think this team needs him to play this baseball. The 10 doubles, by the way, does tie Bryce Strang for the team lead. So he leads the team in doubles. He leads the team in home runs. He's got the third most hits of any of them. The offensive weapon that Jake Bauers is becoming, it's important. It is massively important. Wrigley, the win today, I'm sorry, Jake. I didn't bet on you. I didn't bet on you today. I should have. I feel that confident that he's going to have a big swing in this series. And I think the performance of Jake Bauers is going to be crucial as well for the Brewers today. And this might come back and bite me. I don't care. I think it's now getting to the point of expectation, Jake, that he has to play well. And if you're going to keep him in the lineup and put him in left field, a position in which I believe he has one game all year at, because you know the bat needs to be there. Jake Bauers seriously is a very, very important player in this 3-game set against the Cubs. And it starts today with the lefty-lefty matchup against Shota Imanaga. He does not have a hit in 2 at-bats against Shota. He has not struck out. Watch his at-bats today. He's going to go to a full count with Shota. He's going to. He does every game. He's going to full counts. He puts up great ABs all season long. I think it's been a big part of why his success is there. He's got great plate discipline. And the Brewers itself, 11.3% walk rate. That is 4th in Major League Baseball. So while a walk isn't all that exciting, and I'm not saying watch the walks tonight for Jake Bauers, but he is going to make the list of some of the most important players in this series for the Brewers, because Brandon Sproat is number 1, Jackson Chourio number 2, Jake Bauers top 3 right there. Just like that. We put him in there. What are you going to do? My show. I can put whoever I want in there. Coming up, one more important player in this series, in the game today specifically, and the keys to the game, Brewers Cubs, game 1, just about 20 minutes away from Wrigley Field. It's the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you for a few more minutes. Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Lineup last time, both teams for you guys here today. Nico Horner at second base, Michael Busch at first base, Alex Bregman at third base, the 1-2-3 for the Cubs. Ian Happ is in left field. Seiya Suzuki is in right field. Michael Conforto, the DH, that's the 4-5-6. Carson Kelly behind the dish. Pete Crow Armstrong in center field. Dansby Swanson, the starting shortstop for the Cubs. That rounds out the Northsiders lineup. Milwaukee Brewers, Jackson Churio in center field. Bryce Terang at second base. William Contreras is catching. That's the 1-2-3 for Milwaukee. Christian Yelich DHing today. He bats fourth. Andrew Vaughn will bat fifth, play first base. Jake Bowers is in left field, batting sixth. Luis Rengifo at third. He bats seventh. Jake Bowers, rent-free in my head right now. Sal Frelick is in right field, batting eighth. And Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, batting ninth.
How does the crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the leadoff show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Keys to the game. How we always conclude things here on the leadoff show, the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. First and foremost, first inning is huge. First inning feels just massive. Last year, the first inning of that playoff series, Brewers Cubs, I can't do it. I can't do it. You got to get through this first inning without allowing a run. I just don't want to see it. When McGill shut down the Cubs in game 5 of the first inning, it felt like, okay, the Brewers can win this game. Just that one inning to shut it down. That felt like it was massive. And with Sprout, a guy who's given up some homers this year, please, the first inning, I cannot see a Cubs home run. That place is going to be jumping. Do not let it happen. However, if Churio, Terang, Contreras, any of them want to go yard in the first inning, I'm all for that. Bryce Terang, that's going to be my last most important player. Not only because, well, on the road trip, he's just 2 for 12. Needs to get out of that funk. I've been advocating for Bryce Terang to get a payday for over a year. I know they got a bunch of control. I know they still got 3 more years. I know. But you want to be proving that you are the best second baseman in baseball? You got the other candidate right there on the other side, Nico Horner. Ketel Marte, I know, is also arguing for it. But you have a legitimate chance on a massive stage to go out and prove why you are the best second baseman in baseball, Bryce Terang. We talked about all the numbers when we were talking about it with Jake. Leads the team in doubles, leads the team in homers, a threat on the base pass, the defense immaculate. You know what you get with Bryce Terang. You want to be a superstar? Superstars perform in the biggest games. And it's game 1 against the Cubs, who you haven't seen since you ended their season. So, yeah, this is very important for Bryce Terang to perform in this series, too. Because, as I said, this will get mentioned past these 3 games. You will look back. This will start to ignite more fire for this rivalry that doesn't need any more of it to this point. But for opening series of the year at Wrigley, yeah, I'm all for that. And the bullpen is going to be one more key to the game, because we talked about the big names already with Ashby, with Hall, what they've done. I'm excited to see a Shane Drowan appearance, hopefully in this series at some point. Want to see what he's made of. And Abner Uribe and Trevor McGill, they will pitch in this series. Absolutely will pitch in this series. Can't be blowing games late. Cannot be blowing games late to this team. They don't need any more fuel. Those are today's keys to the game. Bullpens, holding it down, fast starts, Bryce Terang. All of those today's key to the game. That's going to do it for us here at the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Make sure you guys tune back in 9:30 no matter what. But after the last pitch, make the switch to the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Tim Allen and me breaking down Brewers-Cubs game number 1. The leadoff show from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more thing before you go. Don't forget, send them home.